Welcome to my weekly meltdown, The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 1, entitled First Time Again Breakdown. I just want to point out real quick to everyone that has been concerned, yes, I did get to watch The Walking Dead last night. I had a little issue with Uverse. Nothing too bad, you know. I started at 8 and got to watch it at 9:45-ish. The recording was all chopped up and messy. Had to go elsewhere to watch it. But hey, look, these things happen. And I appreciate the concern. Everyone's kind of asking me, hey, did you get to watch it? I don't know why.
I hope you're all enjoying The Walking Dead right now, because thanks to Uverse, the signal got lost, and now I have to drive elsewhere after it's been on an hour to watch it. Fuck you, Uverse. Fuck a you. Big time. This is a real meltdown.
Like I'm the first person to ever have an utter, complete, psychotic mental break on the internet. Let's move on. Just don't fuck with my Walking Dead. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't fuck with my Walking Dead, and everyone and everything will be okay. If I'm unhappy, everyone's unhappy. So anyway, The Walking Dead really made up for the last 7 weeks of the Fear The Walking Dead that we just painfully went through. It came in swinging, and I loved it. It threw a little bit of a curveball with the flashbacks, but I loved the way they had the flashbacks in black and white and present day in color. I thought that was great. So my dilemma is trying to break this down with flashbacks in present time and not make this 25 freaking minutes long. Too late, right? So we're going to start with present time first. We have Rick. He's standing in front of a group of Alexandrians, and they're standing in front of this pit. Now, pit may be the wrong word, but it's this Grand Canyon sized pit that is full of walkers. I mean, it is full of walkers, and he's giving this speech. It's an insane world that we live in, and we got to do some insane stuff and things, and I'm going to ask you to do some crazy stuff and things, because we got to get them before they get us. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the plan is they're going to take the walkers and they're going to funnel them through this opening, and they're going to kind of lead them down this maze away from Alexandria. They're going to shoot flare guns. They have helium balloons as rendezvous points. We've got Sasha and Abraham in a hoopty, and what's his name, DARYL, on his motorcycle, and they're going to lead all of these walkers where they need to go. So all of a sudden, one of the semis falls, and all of the walkers start funneling through, and one of them loses his entire face. It was disgusting but cool at the same time. Well, anyway, everybody's freaking out. Rick's like, oh my God, we gotta do this now! We gotta do this now! And this little puss out of nowhere named Carter's like, oh my God, Rick, we're not ready! We're not ready! And Rick's like, fuck you! I don't care if you're ready! We're ready, and that's what counts, because you know what, at the end of the day, we're the cast regulars and the superstars of this show, and nobody gives a fuck if you're ready. Everyone's going crazy. We got flare guns going off, leading the walkers where they need to go. We've got rendezvous points with the balloons. Everything is going great. It's some obstacles here and there, but they are funneling through. We've got DARYL, the PID-PIPER of walkers, leading them through. I mean, To make a long story short, we got flare guns going off, leading the walkers around where they need to go, because everybody knows walkers love bright, shiny things that make noise. We got Abe and Sasha in the hoop ride, leading the way with their hazard lights on. Because zombie apocalypse or not, you will adhere to the laws of the road. Do you understand me? Then we've got DARYL is the PID-PIPER with his vroom vroom revving up his Harley and stuff. And I just want to go on the record for once. In 5 years of this show, they finally addressed the fact that DARYL's motorcycle is nothing more than a continuous ringing dinner bell. I mean, the thing makes so much noise, it is no wonder at this point he hasn't been eaten yet because it's so loud. But thank you finally, Walking Dead, for acknowledging the fact that's a loud-ass piece of machinery, and it does draw walkers. So I thought that was really, really good. So finally, everything is going to plan, and then Puss Carter, finally says to Rick, you know what, man, you're right. I was wrong. I'm a pussy, and you were right all along, and I'm sorry. So let's shake it out, and we're cool. We're cool now. Well, so they split up, and they start running to their little areas, and all of a sudden, Carter is grabbed by a walker in a tree, and the damn thing starts eating his face, and he starts screaming like the little bitch that he is, and it veers all of the walkers off the pathway to where he is. So now they're already screwed, and Rick comes running, and he's trying to tell him, dude, shut up. Look, I get the fact that your face is falling off and shit, but you need to be quiet because you're screwing up everything. God, you have to be so selfish. Just because your face is hanging off doesn't mean you have to be loud and ruin it for everyone else. So Rick does what Rick does. He stabs Carter in the neck and kills him. And they're all like, Rick, what'd you do? And he's like, well, you know, I had to do it because he was being loud, and look what he did. And finally they get every one of the walkers back on the path, and then all of a sudden, what is it we hear? A big ass diesel truck horn. And all of a sudden, the walkers are going the opposite direction, and they are going directly towards Alexandria. My theory is, and I've heard a lot of different theories, like some people think it's Ron, the son, Jesse's son, who might be ringing, or who rings a diesel horn? What the fuck am I saying? He's honking the truck horn, but I don't think it's him. I think that's kind of ridiculous and a little far-fetched. I think it's the wolves. I think that they're like, that Grand Canyon pit, those are ours. Go get your own pit. And you know what? We're going to teach you a lesson. You don't touch our walkers. You know what? We're going to send them to your front doorstep, and you can deal with it that way, okay? Sometimes you got to stick it in and break it off to make it stick. That's mean and nasty is the only way to make it stick. I'm sorry. Okay, next. There were a couple of things that I noticed about the present situation. One I already touched on. Walking Dead's finally acknowledging the fact that DARYL's motorcycle is loud and it attracts walkers. Number two, I had someone ask me, where's Carl? Well, Carl is busy getting his Mac on with Enid back in Alexandria. So, priorities, people. He is a teenage boy. He needs to get laid. I think he'll be a little easier to deal with, and he will maybe listen more if he just lets it soak. I don't know. I'm not a teenage boy. That's just me. I know sometimes that puts me in a better mood and I'm more agreeable and easier to deal with. Another thing, where did they find this endless supply of flare guns? Can they not find an endless supply of bows for DARYL at this point? Just throwing it out there. So this is the present version of the show. Now we're going to go into what happened in the past. So we start out in the past. Everyone is mourning. Deanna is mourning Reg. Jessie is mourning her abusive husband. All of this kind of stuff is going on. Deanna flat out tells Gabriel, you were wrong. Just so you know. Okay? And Gabriel's like, oh shit. Okay, I've done fucked up. But this isn't the first time that Gabriel gets a verbal bitch slap. That comes again later, and I love it. So everyone's mourning. Abraham is drinking heavily and taking the bodies to the makeshift graveyard, and he sees Sasha, and she notices he's drunk. But you know what? There's a universal sign, apparently, for when you're shit-faced, but everything's cool. It's this. So if you're ever drunk and your friends are questioning whether or not you're okay, all you gotta do is this. And that means you're cool. It's all good. I'm pissing in my pants and vomiting. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's like Tara wakes up from her little 7-month coma. You know, she bumped her head. And nobody really gives a shit. Nobody cares. I hate Tara. I can't stand her. Glenn and the dick he fought with in the forest come back all bloodied up. Glenn lies about it. He doesn't tell the truth about what happened. Eugene shows up ecstatic that Tara's alive. And he's like, holy shit. And is staring at Tara all crazy like, you know, like he wants to hop in bed with her. And she just was like, oh my God, you're freaking me out. Somebody needs to get Noah in here to, like, protect me. And nobody says anything. They just give the look of, Noah's dead. He died in a revolving door. He was ripped to shreds by walkers. His eyes popped out of his head. It was nasty. It was nasty. It's probably the nastiest way we've seen someone go. But needless to say, it's okay. He's dead. He didn't go quickly, but he's dead. So, next. You know, Rick and DARYL have a conversation about how Rick is like, well, you know what? I'm going to restart this Rick dictatorship, the Ricktatorship, and I'm not going to let people in Alexandria anymore. You know what? Fuck it. I've had it. You know, the people out there are even crazier than the ones in here. They got W's on their heads. I can't take it. I can't take it. We're just going to leave it alone. And DARYL is like, you know, I have a problem with that because, you know, they didn't have to let us in here. And Rick's like, I don't give a shit. I'm in charge. And no, nobody's going back in here. You know, I'm sick and tired of this. We're civilized in here. So you let that fester for a minute. We're so civilized now. We're back to civilization. So in the meantime, I'm going to go get Morgan out of the cage I put him in and let him walk around and have some, you know, time outside the pen. So Rick and Morgan are bonding. He's just letting them know what's up. You know, we were out there. They let us in. I'm in charge now. I mean, come on, for real. These people know what the fuck they're doing. So we're going to have to do everything for them. This is Pussy Town. Nobody knows how to shoot a gun, stab anybody. It's amazing that these guys even knew that you shoot them in the head or in the cranium to kill them. So we're in charge. We're cops. We're in charge now. So no hard feelings. I'm going to let you out of the cage because we're civilized now. And we just wanted to make sure that you weren't batshit crazy, like, because you're kind of out of it. No offense. Last time I saw you, you were drawn on the walls, shit in a Tupperware bowl. You were all over the place. I just had to make sure that you were cool because, you know, we're sane. And we just have to make sure you're sane. God forbid you're crazier than us. Somehow, Eugene is put on guard duty of the door, to let people in and out of Alexandria. I guess Gabriel was busy. And we meet the character Heath, who I like at first. I liked him from the get-go. He and Eugene have a weird exchange about their hair and everything that's going on. And, you know, he's like, so what's been going on the 2 weeks since we've been gone? And Eugene's like, well, we had a meeting. We had a meeting last night. Somebody got killed with a samurai sword. Deanna's husband's dead. And, but I like your hair. I can totally respect the hair game. Meanwhile, Rick and Morgan come across Gabriel and another guy digging 2 graves, one for Reg and one for Pete, the wife abuser. And number 2, going nuts on Gabriel. Rick is like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you digging a grave for my new bitch's abusive husband? No, that shit gets put in the garbage or somewhere else. Light it on fire. I don't care. No fucking way. Deanna struts her little self up and she's like, yeah, you can take that shit and dump it about 20 miles from here east because I'm not having it. We don't bury killers, okay? We are civilized. We are civilized people now. We take that shit and we dump it like it's roadkill. You got that? So Morgan and Rick, they take abusive husband Pete's body. They're in the woods, and Morgan's like, look, we're not just gonna dump this here, we're gonna dig a grave. You know, I know you're not like this anymore. I know you. And Rick's like, no, you don't, damn it. You don't know me anymore. Okay, things have changed. I have turned into Shane. And so no, you don't know because you never met Shane. But I am totally Shane now. So while this is going on, they hear noises. So Rick goes with Morgan and they follow the noise, and here enters the big, gigantic Grand Canyon-filled gap filled with walkers. And of course, here comes Jesse and abusive husband's son, teenage son Ron, running and flailing around like a helpless little bitch because nobody in Alexandria knows how to defend themselves, and Rick has to tackle him like a linebacker, and all the walkers that are chasing him fall into this vast pit. And that's when they realize that's what's happening. All of these walkers are drawn to these other walkers, and they're just falling in this pit, and that's how all of these walkers have accumulated. So basically, Rick tells Jesse's son, Ron, look, you little fucker. You're not going to come running around here stirring up trouble. Do you understand me? I took care of your dad. I will take care of you too. Capiche? You got that? You are a little bitch. You don't know how to defend yourself, and you're going to die. And you know what? If it comes down to it, I'm going to let your ass die, okay? Because I'm an upgrade from your dad. You got that? And I'm going to be banging your mom soon, so you better respect this. You got that? That ain't just a python on my hip. You feel me? Oh, crazy side note. No, I'll save it for later. Okay, so Rick and Morgan come back to town, and they have this little town meeting, and Deanna is staring out the window all crazy. Well, anyway, while they're having this meeting, Rick is trying to explain, look, we've got to take care of this shit. We've got to get him out of there and lead him away. Period. End of discussion. We're going to do this. So we have Gabriel, number 3, bitch slap, steps up and goes, I want to help. Rick says, fuck no, into that discussion. So Rick is trying to tell him they're following the noise. We got to do this now. We got to put this together. And of course, Carter's got to put his 2 damn cents in. Look, I help Reg draw up the plans for this. And we just need to sit here and we're just going to plug up the weak spots. Because that's how we do things in Alexandria. We just plug up the weak spots. That's how we roll. That's how we do things. That's how we survive. And Rick's like, let me tell you something. I'm sizing you up, okay? I'm in charge. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. Deanna, is this what's going to happen? Do it, Rick. So see that? It's going to fucking happen. You're going to shut the fuck up, and you're going to bring up some new little plans for us, and I'm going to have them verified to make sure you're not fucking with me, and we're going to do this, and you're going to help. And you're going to learn how to defend yourselves. You're going to learn how to take care of yourselves because, damn it, I did not come to Alexandria to change fucking diapers. So in the meantime, we've got everyone gathered around, building and helping put together this little fortress that the walkers are going to bebop off of when they're going on their merry little way away from Alexandria. Well, we find out that Glenn told Maggie what really happened, and then the dickhead in the forest really tried to kill him. So she walks over and tells Tara, because Tara's pissed because this guy's the reason why Noah got killed in a revolving door. So Maggie's like, you can say something and we can have him banished, or no big deal. You know, we could have done that to you, because considering the fact that you were standing there with the governor when my dad's head got cut off. But you know what? We let you in, and we accepted you. But no pressure. You can go snitch all day long and be a big fat hypocrite and fuck up everything. But that's on you. But you do what you want to do. Personally, I wouldn't do that. But you have you can do what you want. Just fist bump it out. It's fine. Squash it. Do whatever. No guilt trips here. You want to be a big fat snitch? Then do that. But that's on you. Then while they're working, some walkers show up, and Pussfest, Carter, and all the other people like, help us, and Rick's like, no, you gotta learn how to defend yourself, and they're fucking up big time, almost about to die, and Morgan and Michonne and everybody take off and defend these pussies. So Rick is pissed off, he's like, you know what, these people are never gonna learn anything. You know what, you gotta put a kid on a bike and just push him down the hill without the training wheels so he'll fucking learn how to ride a bike. Okay, so you guys can keep up these little pussies because I'm sick of this. Okay, next. In the meantime, Morgan is on to Carol. He's like, look, I'm on to you. You're doing more than sitting around here handing water out. You're watching people. You're like CSI out here. So you don't fool me. You're ready to roll. I know you are. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Have some cookies. That's crazy. And he's like, yeah, I know crazy. I can smell it. We can smell our own. So go ahead, keep it up, sister girl, but I'm on to you. So in the meantime, Eugene is piddling around for food in the little food pantry building, and he comes across Carter and a couple of other people, and Carter is doing all this big man talking. All of a sudden, he's like lost his puss, and he's all big man, and he's got balls all of a sudden. He's like, we're going to take this place back from Rick, and I don't give a shit, and I'm going to put this gun in his face, and I'm going to show him who's boss. And then Eugene drops something on the floor, it breaks, and Carter comes around the corner, puts a gun in Eugene's face. He's like, damn it, you heard everything we were saying. Eugene's like, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I just dropped some jelly. Sometimes guilty people act guilty when there's no need to act guilty because they're guilty. So he's got his gun in Eugene's face, and boom! Rick, Daryl, and Morgan come in. They're like, what's up, guys? What are you doing? Carter's like, I'm taking this place back from you. We're going to take this place back from you. Rick's like, so that's what you guys been talking about in here? Excuse me, that's what he's been talking about. 3 of us? Nay. That guy? He's talking about doing all kinds of crazy shit to you people, but us, no. We're just innocent. We were just standing here in the corner talking about the gun rack. And this guy comes in and just so we're cool. You can do what you want with him, but we're good. Rick's always like, well, shit, if you're going to have meetings like this and whatnot, I would have a lookout. I would have a lookout. And he snatches the gun from Carter, and puts the gun to his head. And he's like, I could kill you and all this stuff. But he decides not to. He goes back to the old Rick ways, and finally, he's like, I'm gonna let you live, and you're gonna do the right thing. You're gonna knock this shit off, or I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Do you understand me? Do you see what I did to Pete? Did you see that? I will do it to you in a heartbeat. Do you understand me? I'm in charge. How many times do I have to tell you? I got little Deanna on my side. I'm in charge. God, what's wrong with you people? It's really getting on my nerves. I do kind of feel like this decision does come back to kind of haunt Rick, because with the whole Carter getting his face bitten off deal, he attracts the walkers. But then again, that would have happened anyway, for argument's sake, because of the horn, because of the diesel horn. Okay, next. So later on, Morgan is sitting on Rick's porch, and he's just hanging out because he doesn't have a porch, because, you know, they don't have porches and cages. So he's sitting on Rick's porch. Well, Rick comes out with Shane's baby. That is Shane's fucking baby. I'm sorry, but that is Shane's baby. Hate me, I don't care. That is Shane's baby. Shane's baby. Okay? Anyway, so Morgan holds Shane's baby, and they're talking about, I'm so proud of you, Rick. You didn't kill that guy. And he's like, well, I wanted to, but I got to do the right thing. And in the back of his mind, he's probably thinking, you know what? If you two assholes hadn't been with me, I totally would have shot this guy in the fucking head. But you know what? Since all of a sudden Daryl and Morgan are do-righters, I can't have any fun anymore. So, okay, next. And finally, the last flashback scene, we have Jesse doing gun detail, counting them, whatever, taking inventory, and Rick comes in, he's all like, what's up, girl? I was just, you know, hanging back, you know, just letting the dust settle before I started, you know, before I thought we could start hitting it and stuff, because, you know, I did kind of kill your husband, and I didn't think it would look really good if we started just, you know, banging it out right away. And Jesse's like, look, you can tap me all you want all day long, but you cannot talk to my son like that. You can't tell him he's going to die and shit, and you're not going to teach him how to shoot a gun. I'm going to teach him how to shoot a gun. You see his EB little pistol? I just got it. And I think Carol or somebody's going to teach me how to shoot it, and then when I'm done learning how to shoot it, I'm going to teach my kids how to shoot it. Okay, but you can never talk to my kids like that again. Just because you're going to be their new stepdad and stuff, that doesn't mean that you get to talk to my kids that way. Okay? I mean, considering the fact you just got me out of a world of pain and got rid of a guy who's been abusing me for years, yeah, I'm going to stand here and be a big fat bitch. I mean, does this bitch not know how lucky she is to have Rick Grimes even interested in her? Do you know what I would give to have Rick Grimes even glance at me while I'm digging in a hole in the dirt? Some bitches just don't appreciate anything. And it's girls like me who end up paying for that shit. You girls fuck guys up, and then we are left to pick up the pieces. That's a totally different show. Totally different show. Okay, guys, I am so sorry I ran way too long tonight, but it was an hour-and-a-half episode, and I had a lot to cover, and I promise these will get shorter as time goes by. Please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, My Weekly Meltdown, and My Weekly Meltdown on Facebook. Also, stalk me on Twitter at Summers1977, and that's SOMMERS1977, and the.Memphis.Darling on Instagram. And hell, go to MySpace. It's the Memphis Darling. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring it back. And with that being said, I hope everyone is happy and doing what they're supposed to be doing in life. And I want everyone to be happy. But before I can be happy, I have one question. Is my cat digging around in the cat box right now? My cat's taking a monster shit right now. Just thought I'd share. I have one thing left to ask. Did you take my peanut butter protein bar? Because I'm pretty sure I had 3.